It's time for Washington Fish Quest! This episode, freediving the Strait of Juan to Fuca with Pacific Northwest Samson. Hey Washington Fish Questers, Blake here. Well, holy smokes, are we in for an adventure. I am so thrilled because I'm doing a collab with the one, the only, Chris Samson of Pacific Northwest Samson. I'm just sitting out here on my stoop waiting for him to show up in anticipation. He's driving all the way down from British Columbia. He lives on Vancouver Island. The drive through the water must have been rough, but he made it anyway. And yeah, so he does freediving videos, and I tell you, they just light my fire. About 2 years ago, I think, is when I started watching Chris. He's been doing the videos, I think, since 2019. They're a blend of his family and just beautiful underwater shots. I call them National Geographic quality. Both him just exploring and spearfishing. He does both, where sometimes he's just there to enjoy and sometimes he's there to harvest. But it has really opened my eyes just to the beauty of the underwater world we have here in the Salish Sea. So I am super excited to go partner with Chris. We're going to be up in the CQ Bay area for about 3 days. It's going to be a weekend thing. It's going to be a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. This is a Friday. He's just coming down here at night to crash at my place. Then we're going to head out in the morning. So we should have a pretty epic three-parter for you here, and I am just thrilled and really honored to get a dive with Chris, because I am at the very beginning of my freediving journey.
Alright.
Hey, pretty good.
Pretty good. Nice shirt, man.
Yeah, just got out of the dumpster.
I like it. Nice to meet you, man.
Did I see you?
Yeah, finally, man. It's been way too long.
Alright, it's the next day now. As you can see, my mustache is much smaller. Trimmed it up so I don't get water in the mask. Chris is right over there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
nice drive. Oh, beautiful ocean right there.
Oh, holy smokes, the ocean's over there.
Yeah.
We are on the Pacific coast. You know, we're around Ruby Beach. Look at that. Man, whenever it's that flat, I never have, means to get on it. Usually I'm out there when it's rocking and rolling, but I think we're going to be able to have some good diving even if the currents aren't in our favor. So yeah, super thrilled to get up there.
Yeah. Washington spearfishing. First time doing it, so.
Hey, me too.
Yeah. Teamwork, man.
You can see here, Chris and I are at historic CQ Washington here at Mason's Olson's Resort. The wind is a beautiful day, pretty flat water, but the wind is picking up. All right, well, I managed to grease into my wetsuit here. Chris and I are on the way to Area 4B, that is East Nia Bay. You can't spearfish in Area 5, which is CQ, outside of May 1st to June 15th. In Nia Bay, though, the limits are very generous, up to 7 rockfish, 2 lings. And you can keep so basically it's a 9 bottom fish limit, and it can be up to a cabbie, 2 lings, and 7 rockfish, or combos there, and also throwing in kelp greenling. So, there's different ways to get to your 9. My goal is just going to be to learn. I might end up taking a shot. I just really need to work on my duck dive and just, improve as a free diver. But I am absolutely there to be Chris's partner, and look forward to seeing what we can see under the water. That's all right. All right, here we are. Chris just dropped the anchor. We're in 20 feet of water. It's Kelp City out here. It's getting a little choppy, so we got to keep our eye on the conditions, but we're actually pretty protected here in the kelp, so that's nice. But so yeah, this is great for me as a first time. This is my kind of first time free diving that's not in a training session. So pretty nice, shallow area. Got to watch out for getting entangled in kelp, obviously, but I'm looking forward to getting in the water.
This looks good too, so I think we're going to be all right.
Hey, all right. Sorry to freeze frame you, Chris, but I just had to do it. This is what a kid in a candy store looks like. And this is what a kid going to the dentist office looks like. Alright everybody, here's my first free dive ever that's not in a training. It only lasted about 15 seconds, and I just got to see that cool piece of kelp, but it was really nice. It was cool to get a new perspective under the water there. While I was struggling just to get down, Chris was getting down in the cool sense. It's off there free diving. He said I could use any of his footage, so I initially was a little sheepish, but now I'm going to take him up on it because it's much, much better than what I shot. And yeah, look at him go there. Unfortunately, there was nothing in this first spot. It was pretty barren. I mean, it was beautiful under the water, as you can see there from Chris's footage, but, you know, no fish. He saw some rockfish on his first dive, but we didn't get that on camera. Well, first dive was somewhat uneventful. Chris saw some black rockfish and a big copper, but the black rockfish were skittish, so you can't harvest copper here. We're gonna go check out another spot. I'm having some technical difficulties. When I put my socks on, it's like my wet fins are just crushing my feet. And as you see, I got some big old fat feet there. These are like 12 13s, and it's still just crushing my feet. So I basically got to either dive with no socks, maybe like my socks I wear in civilian life, you know, like I'm just walking around. I ended up going in with bare feet, and yes, that was quite cold, but after I thrashed around for a while, it wasn't so bad. This is a weird aside, but my best friends growing up, their mom really loved track. She loved to watch track. It was her favorite sport, and she said it was because she liked to watch the human form. I remember being a teenager not understanding that, like what she meant. Yeah, although track's a fine sport, I did it myself. However, when I see freedivers like Chris, I totally get it. Like, watching a freediver that knows what they're doing is a thing of beauty. Like, just look at him go. And there's so much you have to put together. The form, you know, you have to do a breathe up top. You have to be really good at equalization so you don't hurt your ears. You know, everything. I mean, it's just such a fluid piece of motion, you know. It really is poetry. Unfortunately, there wasn't too much going on in our first two spots. Yeah, when I was on the surface, I turned to say something to Chris. I opened my mouth, and a little wave came in, and I just gulped down like a glass of salt water, basically, which led to me having a pretty sore tum-tum. Well, I've been pretty lame on this dive, and, you know, part of that's because of my learning curve. Another part of that's because I swallowed a bunch of seawater, which I guess is also learning curve related. But at any rate, I will give you a glorious barf vision here. If you don't want to see me barf, skip to this point in the video. Yeah. Yeah, I can excited to eat you that bad. Unfortunately, that was like solid salt water, so I don't think it's going to really attract the fish. Here we are in spot number 3. You know, I'm feeling so bad because I did a video last year called CQ Play in the video game with my buddy Levi, and we were in this exact same spot, just nailing rockfish. You know, we got a couple of lings, we got a green ling. I mean, it was like just plentiful, full of fish. And again, unfortunately, we are in a fish desert. I guess maybe the highlight is Chris found this gumboot chitin. Now, there's over 900 members of the chitin family, and the gumboot is the biggest in the world, so that's something we can claim here in the Pacific Northwest. It's 14 inches long and can weigh up to 4 pounds, actually over 4 pounds, so it is a massive chitin. You can't retain live chitin in Washington State. This fella was safely returned to the seafloor. Alright, spot number 4, our last spot. Unfortunately, it was nothing different. However, I had a big aha moment. It turns out I didn't know how to properly weight myself. You know, near the end, I was pulling myself down the anchor rope just for kicks, and I was actually pulling the anchor off the bottom, not intentionally. It turns out I was about 6 pounds underweight, so when you're wearing a big, heavy 7mm wetsuit like that, you need to actually strap weights on yourself, and it turned out that's why I was having a really tough time getting under the water. Well, I mean, in addition to my cruddy form, but, you know, even with the cruddy form, that really doesn't help when you have to exert a ton of energies to get like maybe 6-7 feet under the water. So that was really good to know for going into day 2, which you'll see next week. Well, day 1 ended up basically being a training session for me, and giant thanks to Chris for putting up with me.
Yeah, man, it's all good. It's all good. You did good, man. Learning the duck dive. You got a pretty solid one in there, and getting comfortable in the wetsuit. It's all a process. So, yeah, it's really fun, man. And I get a little snack from the ocean.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that gumboot chitin, some cool kelp bits out here too. And I got a little bit of kelp to chow down onto. Gonna make a little urchin salad. I saw some dude on YouTube do it, so I'm trying it out. Something fun anyways.
Well, the free diving was a bit tough there, although I had a great last hour in the water learning from Chris. But we are here, it turns out we're here on the 40th annual Clallam Bay / CQ Fun Days. And there's going to be a big fireworks show here starting, so enjoy. I I have never been to this festival. Somehow I hadn't even heard of it. You gotta go. The town is packed, and it is a fireworks display that rivals any in the state. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next week with part 2 of Chris and Blake's Nia Bay adventure. Woo! Alright, it's the next day now. Chris and I are driving up past... Oh, I accidentally turned my windshield wipers on here. Well, the freediving was a bit tough today. As you can see, Chris is walking off, just off. I'm just kidding, he's just exploring.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright, Chris and I were picking up litter on the beach, and we came across this bottle rocket that has not yet been shot. So now we can be a part of Clown Bay / CQ's 40th Fun Days. Here, let's do it, folks. This is a big one. You might want to stand back.
Oh no.
Apparently it's a wet one too.
Oh, oh. It's been in the ocean for a little while.
Oh, come on.
Watch your eyes. No, oh. Pop.
Whoa!
Yeah. Whoa, that was
Holy
good.
Smokes.
That was good, man.